Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Humna and I create these videos connected to my downloads that I receive every now and then based on what it is that is going on in my head. And I share thoughts which help me create artwork. And the way I learned how to bring peace in my chaos is through art. And art for me became a portal, a doorway that leads me to my inner core truth. I started teaching how to connect to your inner core truth through online sessions, and then I felt like maybe it's something that I could share in the world, and it's something that helps ground my thoughts, because you see, we're always so scattered. We're like everywhere and anywhere, but really nowhere in the present moment. So we're always haunted by the past or worried about what's the future going to be. And so for me, art became a way that really brings me into the present moment. And I've always loved watching people meditate, and for me it was really hard to meditate, and I used to wonder how people did it. And that curiosity led me to making art a way that I started meditating. And through my sessions now, I teach people how to do visual meditations. And I'm hoping that this session will help you also in some way to meditate as you listen to the messages that come through in this video. My intentions through my channel are really simple. I want to teach people how to connect to their core voice and their core truth through art, and be reminded that they themselves are the healer that they have been looking for outside of themselves. They themselves are the love that they have been looking outside. They themselves are the teacher, is the guide, is the one that holds your hand. So my whole intention through my videos is always to bring you home into yourself, because that is something that I personally did through art. And being where I am today, I understand how important it is for my mental health to constantly bring myself home, because there are way too many distractions and attachments that we have in this world. And to keep coming home to yourself is not something that you do in a day, or you'll be done in like a year. It is something that we have to constantly cultivate. So if you think about it, our daily lives, we go out to work, but then you have to come back home. And what happens is that at energy level and soul level, we're all just dissipating into this and this and this and this. We're giving our energy, our parts, to other things, and we're not coming back home. And so through these videos and the exercises that I share, my only intention is to bring you back home, to yourself, to your core being. If that is something, again, that you'd like to explore with me, I do run online sessions and do one-on-one sessions, and you can join me. I do once a week zikr sessions, which is all about jumping into the divinity of that, what created us, and connecting to the essence that we have within ourselves of our creator. And my full moon retreats are very connected to the 7 chakras and the miracles, or I don't know what you would call them, but the creations that are around us that help me tap into the animal spirit world and energy world, and I work with those. So I do run a lot of retreats. If something here resonates with you and you'd like to try out my sessions, you can either leave a note or a comment down below in the video, or you can connect to me through my Instagram or Patreon. Through my Patreon, you can access all the different sessions I have done, and they're always there. Recording is always available for you. Now, having said that, I'd start. So today was going on is I was thinking about a couple of things, and the one thing that came to my mind was I went for my tooth filling, and I realized that I'm going to show a diagram to you, and this is the part where I say that this is where my brain works, and then the second part that I do is where my body comes in, where I create the pattern and the grid. And it is something that you can either just sit back and listen to as the downloads happen, or you can grab a pencil and a sheet of paper and see if you're able to also create a piece based on the energy that I am sharing with you through this video. And that's how we connect and we increase our vibration. When you tap into yours, I tap into mine, and together we create. That is when the magic really happens. And so you don't really need to follow, but you can just hear me speak, and that will give you insights or some kind of, I'm hoping, grounding, a feeling of being in the present moment. Having said that, I forgot to mention that the third part is connecting your soul, and that is on my Patreon. So the extended version of this, extended portion of this video will be in the Patreon. And you can join there to see how the soul connects to the artwork, to the creative process. And the way it works is when the mind is thinking, we allow it to think, we allow it to flow. We don't constrict it or say, don't think that, don't be that, or there's no need to be judgmental about your thoughts, and let them just come as they come. And so there was a tooth filling that I had to go for, and what I'm hearing is that while I was on the chair and they're going drilling in my teeth, what I heard was that that is what the Creator does to us, to allow ourselves to be to feel God consciousness. So you see, we've been carrying a lot of toxic habits or thoughts or things inside us when we so if this is bad drawing of the tooth, but this is the tooth that needs the filling. And how this there is my thoughts lead to creating decay in my teeth. So I eat something, I think about something, and it goes and sits here, and it starts decaying, and different portions of the tooth gets decaying, right? So in life, we do certain things, we take certain pathways or make certain choices that leave an impact on our being. And we hold on to that impact, and that affects our inner core soul. And till it reaches a point where it's like, imagine if this part is decayed, right? So this is the whole part that your tooth is decayed, and you've been collecting all this thoughts, and you keep going to the parts, the choices that you're making that make you feel yucky. You stay in situations where you're not celebrated or valued. You allow other people to insult you, humiliate you. You allow people around you to constantly be sucking the energy out of you, and you do nothing about it, and you depend on them, and you allow bad behavior, and you allow others to treat you in a way you feel unworthy, right? So when you allow all this happening to you, you're collecting toxicity inside your being. And this part is still got some light, and this part has gone dark. Now, but look at this part. Even though this part is light, this needs to fall off because it's going to be brittle, it's going to be moving, and it will need to be taken out. What that means is that sometimes in life, when the tooth is very decayed, when the parts of you that are very decayed, we might think that we need to hold on to them, feeling that they are beautiful. But if you kept this on, first of all, the Creator has already moved this part from this part. So the decay that has happened inside you has created a split. So you're holding all this toxicity, and this good part of you falls off. And you're left with just this part. And you go, this is when you reach a place where you can take no more. And I'm hearing that that is where the human consciousness is. We are being made, we've been put in a place now that we cannot take no more. We are learning that the people that you depend on are actually not the people who celebrate you or treat you in the way that you deserve, because you deserve to feel worthy in yourself. And so that is what's being taken away. You are depending now on yourself, or you are choosing, or you being asked to depend on yourself so that you can treat yourself better, so that when you treat yourself better, you feel worthy of love, abundance, compassion, and whatever else that you desire. You have to first let go of this toxicity. You have to let go of the people you depend on who are holding on to you like a leech, and you are holding on to them like a leech and thinking that this is love, this is trauma bond. And so you're holding on to them like this, or you're doing this so that, you know, you feel the illusion is that you are okay. In the society will not question you because, you know, you're okay, and you're staying in a marriage or in a job where you know the time is up. You know you have to make the decision and remove yourself from there, but you constantly hold on to it. And so the universe, in this moment in time, your consciousness has reached a place where you now recognize that you are responsible for this. You are responsible for the choices that you made, and you are responsible for removing this toxicity from your life, so that you learn to be independent. You learn to treat yourself the way you deserve. You are learning to give yourself the worthiness, the love that you have always craved from all the other people outside of here. And so this part gets removed by the dentist. Let me erase it. This part needs to be removed. And how this removal happens is the dentist goes in and scrapes it all out, drills it all out, and only then they are able to pour in the new filling, right? But this part has to go. And so in life, what happens is when we reach a point and we say we're done, I'm done with the pain, I'm done with people treating me like crap, I'm done with this job that gives me nothing but stress every single morning, I'm done. You know, when you say that, the universe comes in and does the drilling. So the dentist is the universe, God, creator, divine, whatever, because you were not able to do it yourself. You constantly were collecting and being okay with this part. So the universe says, hang on, I don't think you can deal with this. I'm going to take the front seat of your life and I'm going to take it out, because you see, you're not capable of doing it. Like, could you do that, what the dentist does to you in your mouth? Because you can't really go deep down into your own mouth to clean the cavities and do the fillings, right? First of all, you're not aware. Secondly, you're not educated enough to do it. Thirdly, you really actually physically, even if you yourself are a dentist, you could not go down your mouth to do the filling yourself. You will need somebody else to do it, and for that the universe sends you the right person. And the right person inspires you. They do not take away the pain, they only inspire you by showing you that you deserve to be loved. So you could say, I'm okay with this kind of love because, you know, or this kind of job. I'm just saying it in general, so just take it what you resonates with you. So for example, if you are in a job and you're like, it gives me whatever money it does and it's fine, the bills are being paid, it's fine, it doesn't matter, I go to work and get insulted every day, the boss is not happy with my work, or your wife is never happy with you. The more you give, the more you give, the more they take, the more they take, and it's constantly sucking you, and you're like, you know what, I'm okay with this, I'm okay with this, this is my role that the creator created me for, and I'll just keep giving and giving, and you're treating yourself unworthy, and so others are treating you like you're a piece of crap, and you're like, yeah, that's fine because that's just the role that the creator gave me. Well, what happens is the role that your creator gave you is a role that it wants you to take control in understanding that you need help. You need the guidance and the love from the universe to cut back into shape. It doesn't just make you feel this, it pulls you and pulls you and pulls you and pulls you down to a point where you can take no more. It waits there, the universe sits there and waits. Okay, let's this part get yucky, this part get yucky, this part get yucky, and bam, when you're like reached the peak where your soul can take no more, your body might be able to, your mind might be able to, but your soul no more decides to be insulted by the constant feelings of unworthiness, boom, it takes over. And the universe comes in, like the dentist comes in, scrapes everything. So it says, this person's not good for you, this job's not good for you, this route to work is not good for you, this car is not good for you, these clothes are not good for you, and I'm just going to take it away because you're not giving it up. This addiction is not good for you, this person's not good for you, you're attached to all these things which are taking you away from me, which means taking you away from yourself. So boom, it removes them all. And man, this is painful. This is when you go through the dark night of the soul, because you're holding on to this toxic part of you. No, I can't let it go, I can't let it go. And the universe says, it's over, time up. I gave you enough time. Now the soul can no more take, because you see, the soul is that of oneness of the universe, of the creator. The soul belongs to the creator, and so does your body. And so when it's not able to take no more, the universe acts in and sends in the dentist so that you can be restored, you can be brought back to your full form. And so that's when the filling happens and you allow healing. Now when this happens, they have to numb the gums where the teeth is sitting, so you are numbed at your base level when the whole work of the universe is being done. And then the universe starts removing people, experiences, jobs. You lose your job, you lose your friends, you lose your family, and you start seeing them differently, and you're like, oh my God, why are they not making sense to me, and why am I not making sense to them, and why is this job no more fulfilling? I'm just tired, I'm always drained, I'm always complaining, I'm always negative. And so the universe numbs you. And then it starts drilling. It starts removing. And when it removes enough and it sees that you're empty now, all the gunk has been gone, then it pours in that what you deserve. And what you deserve is not something that you would actually know about. It'll be something that comes to you from the unlimited spaces and people. You would not know these people. Your mentors will come, your healers will come, your soul family will come to do the filling back, to fill you up bit by bit by bit. And this process, as much as the process of taking things out of you, the process of putting things back in. Now you can imagine when the filling is poured in, that too in itself is trauma for the teeth. As much as like things being removed from your tooth, the attachments that you are in, those are like when she's drilling and taking the gunk out, the toxicity out, the universe is taking all the things out of here. And what they pour in you, right, is very important to understand that both these processes will take time, and you have to be really kind to yourself, and you have to just sit on the chair and not move, otherwise you'll mess it all up. So you just have to surrender and submit to your creator, as you know that the dentist will do its job right. And so you trust the universe and say, okay, just pour in whatever it is that you think I'm deserving of, because you yourself at times don't know what you're deserving of, because your mind will say, no, I'm not deserving of 100%, just give me 70 and I'll be fine. But the universe knows that you deserve 100%, so it will pour the best in you, and that's how it starts pouring, and you start filling up bit by bit. So the taking away is painful and the pouring in is painful, and when this is done, you feel numb in your mouth for a while, because whatever new has come, you still have to adjust to that also. You can't just be like shifting from this to this very fast. You've been in a very toxic place. You've always been in a survival mode. Now for you to thrive and for you to recognize who you truly are is going to take a little bit of adjustment. So you have to give yourself time, kindness, and a lot of compassion. So you will not eat for a little bit of time. You'll eat soft things, only that what you can digest. So you will not put yourself in situations just because you are healing. You're like, yep, I'm ready to heal other people. I'm a healer. I'm going to go help other people. No, you give yourself the time to get your backbone up. You give yourself the time and you give yourself the kindness, because why do you want to go and help people when you yourself aren't able to stand up properly? Because you're still at this part. You're filled up only till here and there's nothing here. What are you going to eat? You can't eat nothing, right? So you still have to wait for the whole filling to happen. So for the whole filling to happen, you have to be kind and you have to be patient and you have to allow time to take its course. And then compassion means that you set boundaries. You set boundaries and you say, well, I do like this food, but this food, because you've learned that you've been creating toxicity by taking in bad food, bad thoughts, bad things in your soul. So you've learned your lesson of a bad, like really tough lesson and tough journey. So you set your boundaries. You're like, okay, I'm going to eat sweets or chocolates or whatever, but then I'm going to make sure I brush my teeth. I'm going to drink tea, but I'm going to make sure I rinse my mouth so that the dye doesn't affect my teeth, or whatever, stain my teeth. And so you start taking care and you start being compassionate towards yourself, and you set these boundaries that I will meet this person but not more than an hour, because they really drain me, so I don't think I want to give my energy too much away. Then you kind of work through the jobs that you do, whatever work that is that you want to do, you learn to say, what, no, I'm not going to do this job, I'm going to do this job. You learn to make better choices when you allow the toxicity to be removed from you fully. You have to remove it before the filling can be put in. You cannot put the filling in with the toxicity, because this will create further more damage and you will lose the whole tooth. So for the filling to happen, you have to remove the toxicity so that the new ones can come in, and for that you have to allow time, kindness and compassion, set boundaries and learn ways of not giving, not eating too much, and using your mouth in a sensible way as you can, to be nurturing, to be kind for a while, just that your body can come back to its real and authentic form. I hope that made sense to somebody out there, and if it does, like I always say, do send me a comment, write down something below so you know that you've received the message that you want to. And so I'm going to see if I can bring this. So that was the part where the mind engages itself. Now I'm going to bring in the part where the body connects. So I'm going to connect my hands and my eyes to what I will be creating. So when I see myself and the tooth, the symbolism of the tooth, so this is me. And this is me recognizing that it's time to let go of whatever the toxins have been. Actually, let's see if I can do this. So this is me. And living through life, I have collected and done these experiences. Which have made me who I am. So all this is who I am. Some of the choices I made were great. Some of the choices I made were not so great. So let's put a line. This side are all the good choices, this side are all the bad choices. The bad choices that I took made me feel unworthy, unmotivated, and unsatisfied. The good ones that I took made me feel gratitude, they made me feel uplifted, and they energized my creativity. This makes me feel dead, and this makes me feel alive. But I have to die before I come to life. And to come to life, I have to own that a part of me has died. That I no more want to be unworthy, unmotivated, and unsatisfied, because I want to live my life fully. I want to be in gratitude. I want to live my life in feeling uplifted and energized by my creativity, so I can give back to the universe and in service of humanity. Because if I am dead, basically I'm dead not only to myself, but I'm dead to others also. And what's the point of living and being in this world and having an experience of a human being and being dead, not feeling nothing? I want to feel alive and fully alive as the way my Creator wants me to experience. And so the grid will be, this side will represent all that I feel dead about, that needs to go, and all this that will be alive. So the death has to happen for me to come back to life. So when I was born, so for example, I was given this tooth, and I did kill it by eating the wrong things and taking in the wrong things in my physical body and my spiritual body. And then once I died, that death, the people the surrounding, the people, the job, or the choices that I made had to really suck every bit out of me. They had to drill everything. They had to make me so toxic that I was able to let go of that toxicity, and so I could return home to myself, so that I could choose life again. I had to die to the core so that life could come back and pour itself in me. Because life never dies, because life is energy, you see. Energy never dies, it only transforms. And so for new energy to come in, I had to let go of that what is dead. And so that's what the grid will be about. And Of course, there's more that I will change in the grid, and if you feel like you'd want to join me for this exercise as I take this further and dive deep into these emotions and messages that I've just shared with you, and you resonated with them at any level, you're most welcome to join me in Patreon to see how you can use art as a way to heal yourself, as a tool, as a portal, as a doorway to your inner core being, and heal these wounds that you've been carrying inside you through my visual art meditation that will be on Patreon. And if you join me there, or if you're leaving me here, I hope this brings you some kind of grounding and insights into your own life. And if you are joining me in Patreon, I welcome you there, and I will see you there. It's a very it's almost like it's like so much to learn, so much to observe, so much to be grateful for, and so much to let go, to rise up again, that I'm feeling motivated, and yet at the same level like very deflated, like a lot of things are like leaving me, and it feels like I'm almost ready for it to happen. And where I am in right now is in the UK, and I feel like the leaves have been falling in front of me, and I've been walking on them as I go for my walks, and I realize I asked the leaves, how does it feel when you fall down? And it said, when it's time, it doesn't hurt, because it's time. With that, I leave you and send you love and lots of prayers, and do like, share, and follow if you feel like these sessions could help somebody else. The more light we spread, the more love there will be in this world. And just a share, just a click, just a like, just a subscribe is enough energy exchange for the good to increase in my life and in yours. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.